Hey, everybody. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I've talked about before, but that this world is not all there is. And when we lose a loved one, even if it's early, even if they're young, and when I say early, early according to our calculations, God knows the number of our days from conception till we die. And so we have this idea of what things should look like. Reality is we are all going to die, whether it is, unless Jesus comes back sooner than later. And so we have this expectation of normal, and anything outside of that, we oftentimes think of God as being cruel. I know that I do sometimes, or I have at times. I think I'm getting better at trusting His goodness, even in the things that we don't understand. But I want to read a verse and talk about it. It gave me kind of a pause when I read it. So this is in 1 Kings chapter 14, and Jeroboam is an evil uh, king of Israel at the time, and his son is sick, and he ends up dying. And it says in verse 13, and all Israel shall mourn for him and bury him, for he only of Jeroboam shall come to the grave, because in him there is found something pleasing to the Lord, the God of Israel, in the house of Jeroboam. God brought him home to be with him because he loved him, because he found something pleasing in him. Jeroboam was evil, and what was going on in the world around him at the time was evil. Everything about the reign of Jeroboam was evil, and there was violence, and it was bad. But God saw something pleasing in his son and took him to be with him. That gives me great hope. Again, since this isn't all there is, God isn't being cruel. Perhaps he's being merciful to some of those who he takes early. And I can think of, obviously we lost our grandson, but my dad died earlier than we would have thought. I mean, I can remember Rich Mullins died, Keith Green. Some y'all may not know who they are, but they were Christian artists who seemed to really love the Lord. So I think it's just a different perspective. I'd love to know your thoughts if you have a different rendering or reading of this verse. But y'all have a good one. Talk to you soon.